All right, we're going to talk about emotional triangles, and we're surrounded by them. And I'm going to give you one example from my own teaching experience, because I think it illustrates this pretty well. So I had Susan, who was a parent of one of my students. Her son was named Chris, and I'm a school teacher, if you haven't figured that out. And so Susan came to me one day and said, I really need, or Chris really needs, a letter of recommendation. All right? So the first thing that we have to understand whenever we're dealing with emotional triangles is, what is the triangle? So in this case, I'm going to draw it for you. All right? And what Susan needs is me to write a letter of recommendation. And whenever you're in an emotional triangle, you have to understand, what is the triangle? Okay, so first step is identify the triangle. Okay, second step is ID the offside and the onsides. Okay, so this is really simple. What connection do I have? Which sides am I connected to? So I'm connected to Chris, that would be an onside. And I'm also connected to Susan, that would be an onside. The offside is this one, their relationship over here, I am not directly connected to. All right? Here's what we have to understand. The power is in these onsides for me. The stress, if I decide to engage it, is on that offside. All right? Chris, and I'm only connected to Susan. I don't have anything to do with this relationship over here. I can't control that at all. So my response to Susan was, fine, I would love to write this letter of recommendation for your son, but he needs to come to me next week and ask for it. She didn't like that response, but knew that I wasn't going to write this letter of recommendation without him asking for it. Here's the difference between helpfulness and helplessness. Okay? Helpless, okay, was Susan trying to get me to work on this far side. Okay? Helplessness has to do with my offside and me trying to control that. Helpfulness, very different. That's me putting the work back to them. And what I'm doing when I say, hey, no problem, I would love to write this for Chris, but Chris needs to come talk to me, what I'm doing is I'm pushing it back to Susan. She needs to have a conversation this way, which I don't have any control over, and then Chris needs to be a big boy and show up and work in this situation. The reality is we're always in triangles, but we only have direct connection in two sides. If we work those two sides, we have a chance. If we try to work that third side, that offside, we get stressed, we burn out.